Ain't it up, ain't it up? I'm a whole vibe, I'm a mood, I'm a mood.
And just like that, boys and girls, we're back. Welcome back to the Pink Pod Podcast, where we talk a little bit about VO and a lot of bit about life. I'm your host, Olivia Sarafina Washington, risen from the dead. You're welcome. Praise God. I'm not loving this overhead light. Oh, but that looked nice, didn't it? Should I do this before I start recording? Probably. Also, like, my hair is looking wild, and that's because I went swimming the other day, and the curls look so good that I didn't wash my hair, but now we're 2 days past that, and the chlorine is sucking the life out of my curls, and I did not have time to. Anyway, it's big, it's bouncy, it's like, look at these curls underneath. Like, the underneath curls, that's what it looked like all over, but now I'm fabulous, I'm beautiful, I'm gorgeous, and we are rolling. Yeah, so I apologize. I apologize because we had a good run. We had a good run February, March. We had a good 2-month run, and then I fell off in April. I fell off. No excuse. It was my birthday month. It's Aries season. Like, come on. Like, I took a last-minute trip to New York, which I'll talk about in this podcast. I had a wedding, not my own. Always a bridesmaid. And not true. I'm up next. 2, I don't know, child. But I'm back. April was busy. April was crazy. May is also giving busy crazy, but not in a way that I'm aware of it. May is giving like, something might happen. May is giving like my lease ends next week and I don't know where I'm living. May is giving there's a mold inspector coming in the next 30 minutes. May is giving what work am I booking? May is giving I am now the community engagement coordinator for the Children's Media Association Atlanta. And like, what? That's what May's giving. May's giving, like, what? May's giving no place to live. Need to get my nails done. No place to live. Might be mold in my apartment. Don't know where I'm gonna be living. But also, like, I've accepted a volunteer position as the community engagement coordinator for Children's Media Association Atlanta District. And I'm like, interesting. I feel like a lot of things are going to shift and turn and move in May. That is what I'm speaking. Right now, it's May 6th. This podcast comes out tomorrow. So you're getting, like, real time connected Olivia. Did I say I'm your host, Olivia Sarafina Washington? I hope I did. But that's who I am. And let's start with April. I think I owe you at least what's been going on in my life. But I am just so happy to be back. I am. Like, it takes a lot for me to record, like, to do my makeup and, like, have things to speak about. But then once I'm in the booth, I'm like, oh, yeah. I do this. Also, we can talk a little bit about ADHD because, like, what are you guys doing to, like, help yourself? Because I'm thinking that I need to get on medication because I just feel like I'm not reaching my full potential, as a unmedicated baddie. And as much as I love my personality, and I don't want medicine to, like, snatch that away, or, like, hide that as I'm, like, closing tabs, all the open tabs on my computer. I don't want medicine to like snatch that away. I do want to like be able to get stuff done in life. I feel like I'm in this perpetual loop of things not getting done, like of things being stagnant, at least in this time in my life. And so I'll speak about that. It all connects with my moving and all that stuff, and voiceover. There is some entertainment information and things being shared. I know a lot of my podcast episodes are like, hey, I'm talking to you about this specific thing today, usually revolving around voiceover, and life anecdotes just kind of fall into place regarding that. Today is more like, here's a lot of life anecdotes, and voiceover falls into that because it is like a lot of my life and it's what I do, including a job that I just recorded yesterday. So stay tuned, strap in, get a snack, because you know this is going to be Long-Winded by Gabby Windy. It's good podcast as well. Long-Winded by Gabby. My lease ends May 14th. I have been living in Atlanta, Georgia for 2.5, if not longer, years. I actually want to check the actual factual timing of that. So I moved in September 2023. 2 years, 8 months. I moved back to Atlanta on September, a little earlier, but September 15th, 2023 is when my lease started here. I have never lived somewhere this long, and I am starting to feel it. I'm growing out of my apartment. I'm ready for a change. I'm ready for a new vibe. I'm just ready for something different. Right. I've never lived anywhere this long. I'm starting to feel it. I'm a Sagittarius rising, which means I do thrive in like more travel, exploration kind of vibes, I guess. But I also don't love being on planes for long periodically times, so I don't really know how that works. If there's any astrology people on here watching, please let me know, because I'm like, how am I a Sag rising? Maybe it's just like I need exploration and new things. Just period. I know that about myself. I need exploration. I do need exploration and new things. That is something I know about myself. In New York, when I was subleasing places, can you tell that I've been like talking all day? I had an accountant meeting already, and like my brain is like talking all day. I had one meeting. People are like, I work a 9 to 5 and I talk all day, and I'm like, right. Anyway. In New York, when I was subleasing places, before I like started signing leases in that beautiful big home that I lived in and stuff like that, I was moving like every 3, 4, 6 months to a year in New York. And then I was in college, so I was moving around a lot. I'm used to being in new places. I never stayed anywhere in New York longer than a year. So let's rewind, or not rewind. Let's go to April. Let me refresh you on April. I know we're supposed to talk about April, blah, blah, blah. April is my birthday month. I turned 31 on April 13th. So it's like my switch birthday, like 1331. And I was feeling really, really stuck here. And I was like, I don't really know what I want to do for my birthday. I'm not that excited. It's 31. It's not 30. I had a big 30th. So I was like, I don't know, right? And then I was like, you know what? I want to go to New York. I had a friend who was there, like doing a job. He's from Atlanta. Like we hang out a lot here. So he was like, I'm going to be in New York that week. And I was like, wait, I want to go to New York. Booked my trip to New York because I hit up my girls and I was like, hey, I'm coming to New York for these days. I want to see you. Let me know. One of my friends took off work for one of the days, like, because I was only going to be there for 2 days. And it was awesome. Y'all, like, I have really prophetic dreams, and I had a dream that I'm supposed to be a member of Soho House, and I went to Dumbo House in Brooklyn with my friend Dory, and she treated me to like this beautiful evening. Like I felt so good. They sang me happy birthday with like hot chocolate chip cookies and a candle, and like it was just everything. It was just everything. The energy of the city. The energy of the city is just everything. So after finishing at Dumbo House, I'm walking out and I'm looking into a room that, I kid you not, was in my dream. In my dream, I was at Soho House. Like, I knew it was a Soho House, Dumbo House, Soho, same thing. I was looking into this room that in my dream, I was being served in so well and everyone's treating me so nicely. And I did just have that experience, even though it was on the terrace of Dumbo House. You don't have to understand how my dream connected. I don't need to go deep into why it was prophetic. I just know it was. So I'm experiencing that IRL. And I take the ferry back to my hotel in Williamsburg because I was in Dumbo, so I just hop on the ferry to Williamsburg, North Williamsburg. And I was like, gosh, I'm moving back to New York. $3, 2 bags, 1 me. It's just so hard. Like, I'm actively thinking through it as I'm talking out loud. This is kind of like my therapy. But I miss New York. Long story long, I miss New York. I do. But at the same time, I'm not feeling anymore like super revved up to go. Super like, oh, I gotta go. One is the price of living. So since 2020, when I booked Dunkin, voiceover just has not been hitting the same since like 2022, maybe. While I'm still making more than the average person in voice acting, I want to be making more. I want to live a bigger life. What am I doing to achieve that life? I don't know. That's for me to, work through. But yeah, the price of living in New York is just so astronomically high that I'm like, okay, well, what's gonna pay for my life? And I guess like, it's kind of like everything is working out for me no matter how it appears or seems. And like, I just have to, that's like stepping out on faith. That's literally, I was just talking to my accountant about this. The stepping out on faith, is when things will fall in place. Like you're running, and then the boulder will be removed. You're running towards the boulder and then it'll reveal whatever you need to see in order for your life to work out. But I'm kind of stuck at the like running towards thing. I actually have stopped running, it feels like. And my whole career, I'm kind of just like not in jeopardy about, but I'm just like thinking about it. Also, sorry, I need to make sure I'm recording okay, I am. I always do that every time where I'm like, am I recording the highest thing? But I'm just kind of like, I don't know what's next. I have never been so unsure about what is next for me, career-wise, life-wise, moving-wise, living-wise, like relationship-wise. I just don't know. And it feels really, really scary. So anyway, I'm in New York and I'm living my life. It's fantastic. If you look on my Instagram, there's a video of me on my 20th floor balcony of the 5-star hotel that I'm staying in, and I'm just like, oh, this is the life. I want to move back. And I'm usually like a gut feeling type of person. I'm like, things usually give me like a full body yes. And I have not been feeling that since I moved back to Atlanta or came back to Atlanta. And so I'm like, wait, I'm questioning it. Let's put a pin in that. So I'm celebrating my birthday in New York. I come back. I have a park birthday with my friends in Atlanta. It was fabulous. It was wonderful. I felt so loved. That's another thing. In Atlanta, I do feel loved, and I do feel it's just an easier living. I'm looking down at the pond, and the little walkway and the trees blowing. We have so much beautiful tree coverage here in Atlanta. It's the city in the green. But when I think about advancing my career and moving forward, I don't know if I feel like it's in Atlanta. But then again, I just signed on for the CMA, Children's Media Association position, where I would be like supposed to be on the ground for Atlanta. Does that mean that I'm living in New York kind of, and I just travel back to Atlanta, back home to like get things popping and make things work? maybe I'm working things out in real time. I really honestly was like, should I even record an episode? Because I like to usually come to these episodes with information that could help people. And how could I do that if I'm in a space of like so unsuredness and everything is so up in the air? Like I've never felt so up in the air about like life right now. So, but the answer to that, the divine answer to that is, what if someone else is going through the same thing? Maybe the shared experience can just be enough for somebody to like have an idea or an epiphany, or something I'm saying is possibly like helping somebody that's listening or watching this. Hopefully watching, it's best viewed. You get to see all my beautiful eye gems that I stacked on. But yeah, I'm actively working through figuring out next steps. So 8 days my lease ends. There's possible mold. I smile, even though it hurt my smile. I know God is working, so I smile. Speaking of God, wrapping up my birthday, it was fabulous. It was wonderful. I celebrated, blah, 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 blah. But that Dumbo House experience with my girl Dory takes the cake. I've never been treated so well at an establishment. I looked around. It's just dope, cool, artistic people that are just such a vibe compared to the social club I'm a part of. It's not giving. And I saw this thing online today on TikTok talking about the cookout, comparing Atlanta to the cookout analogy and like the breakdown of it. It's so good. Just type in Atlanta cookout theory on TikTok. And this woman is breaking down how Atlanta is losing whatever it is. And people are always like, Atlanta's not a real place. But it's losing that because people are coming into the city with nothing to offer to the culture. When you come to the cookout, you have to bring food or music or vibes or chairs, or you're contributing to that culture that is so beautiful that Atlanta had and tries to still have. Unfortunately, so many people are coming here with nothing to offer but only wanting to take, and then living in places like me that are super gentrified and are giving nothing to the culture of Atlanta. So it feels soulless where I live. And the club that I'm a part of feels soulless as well, because they have built in Old Fourth Ward an exclusive one-of-one social club, but in no way are they contributing to the Old Fourth Ward culture that built up why this area is so dope and whatever. It's just so gentrified and so stark. It no longer has that same spirit of Atlanta. And some of my people that live in my building and also other club members have made a joke that my building and the building next door, the social club, is built on ancient burial grounds and it's just cursed. But it kind of is. If you turn that into, it's built on the backs of dope Black people, but y'all are giving no homage or recognition or money back into the culture or integration of the vibes that built the city. So when I go to the club and I look around the pool and it's all just like really stush white people, no wonder I feel so uncomfortable. When I go in there and I'm trying to order a salad in the club part and it just feels soulless, that must be why. And I've been trying to communicate, not in those terms, but to management of ways we can integrate more vibes, because Black people are the culture. Atlanta is, what do they say? Atlanta influences everything. Atlanta influences everything is another way to say Black people are the culture of everything, are the backbone of everything. Black people are the vibes, and where the vibes are, people want to go. And when you break down, it's not just like, we're on to so many other things, but when you break it down, when people talk about vibes, it's not just a trendy word. Vibes are vibration. Vibration is frequency. If you are in a God frequency, a high vibrational frequency, you're attracting and magneting magnetizing the most sensational, the most warm feeling, the most God aligned things in your life. So if I'm going to a space that is low vibrational, but is masking as being culturally connected, or I had to go into voiceover voice. I'm like culturally connected. If it's posing as that, but me being the ultimate vibe feeler, being the ultimate energy reader, I'm seeing through the cracks, and people aren't getting it because they can get a nice little drink in a nice little space, a nice little pool in a nice little space. And it's architecturally beautiful. But for me, I'm so about vibes. I'm so about energy. I walk into the space, I'm uncomfortable. I've cried about it, how uncomfortable I feel. So I just have to move. I think I've tried. I've tried for a little less than 2 years to help the space because I believe in it and I love being right next door to it. And I see the vision and I know the owner and like I love the owner. Excuse me, it has nothing to do with him and his family and like his vision. But they have actively rejected my help because I am of no use to them, because I unfortunately will shine light onto the things they don't want to fix, onto the things they don't want to improve, onto the things that would take more work than they're willing to put in and cater to an audience that they actually want to low-key exclude. So, I mean, I'm not a tree. You got to move. We're not trees. We can move. So that's been my like end of May, early June, this picture perfect afternoon we share. End of March into all of April. So yeah, I didn't have time to record. Sorry, but at least you guys are getting this on the end, and this is really just the beginning. So that is my beginning of April, end of March. Now we're in last weekend, not like a couple days ago weekend, but weekend before that, last weekend of April. Went to my best friend Summer's wedding. It was fabulous. It was so good. I've never gotten so much love. She's marrying into a Nigerian family, and the Nigerian aunties were just eating me up. And it felt so good. I got life spoken into me. It made me just feel, it reminded me of my worth and who I am. And I felt rejuvenated and cared for. And then I came back to Atlanta, and now I'm feeling like, And I had fun this weekend. I went out dancing, but like, ooh, child, the hangover. I don't know if it's worth it no more. I don't think I can drink no more, y'all. It was just so bad. I think I'm just now coming out of it. You know what I mean? And that's terrible. It's Wednesday. I drank on Saturday. So, yeah. I think it's time for me to like lock in so many ways, and I just like hate it, low-key, because it's so comfortable not to. But you know what's even more uncomfortable than locking in is being in the same exact position next year. Bruh. I could cry. I'm gonna cry. I can't imagine it. That would be so depressing. And so, like, I just can't. I refuse. I can't. Oh, I can't. Like, I just, like, literally can't. I can't. No way. I won't. So that's 1, 2, 3. I got just so much life speaking into me in Charleston. I felt so loved. I felt so seen, and I felt so like in a space of celebration and love, and like it was just so beautiful. And I don't think I'm supposed to move to Charleston, child, but I was like, okay, so I can feel better. Maybe it is my environment. And since last summer, I have been experiencing health stuff, and we tested, and I'm positive for freaking mycotoxins, aka mold, from my environment. I don't know how many things have to be like, move, 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 move. And I've been trying to look at places here in Atlanta, but they're not hitting. It's not connecting. But I'm like, where's my booth gonna go? Because I don't think I'm ready to pack it all up and go across the country, unless I am ready to pack it all up and go across the country somewhere or move to a different state like that. But I don't think I'm ready to pack up all my stuff and go back to New York in that way, unless I book something big, which, like, God, please. So here's another thing. Okay, so now we're past April. Now we're in May, and now we're doing this podcast. Here we are, 30 minutes into it. Or 26 minutes. Oh, there's people hugging. So sweet. On their balcony. Voice acting. They're hugging. It's so sweet. I had a consultation. I've had multiple consultation calls that I've been doing, which if you guys want to book me for a consultation call, link is in my Instagram bio. I might even link it on the video. But yeah, it's on Calendly, or just DM me honestly on Instagram, Olivia Sarafina on Instagram, OliviaSarafina. DM me, girl, we can get it booked. Child, we can get it booked. But I do consultation calls for voice acting. And in the past 2 voice consultation calls I've had, I'm like, okay, this is great, great information I'm sharing, blah, blah, blah. But I end up talking about moving back to New York. So I'm like, okay, should do that. I don't know why I brought up the voice consultation calls. Maybe it's just to let people know that I do them. And like, if you want to book with me, I'd be more than happy to. It's $50 for 30 minutes. And you get to get some insider information from somebody that's been in this game for 7 years and who's really, really good at it. Let's talk about that then. I love working. I love when I book jobs. And I recently booked a job through a relationship, through word of mouth. Like, someone was just like, hey, one of my producers on one of my old jobs put me in contact with another job, and I booked it. If you guys watched one of my last, I don't know if it was the last one or it was one of the last ones that I recorded. Oh, I hurt my foot. One of the last episodes of the Pink Pod podcast, I spoke about about my testimony, about how I'm supposed to join the union. Okay, so let's get into it. Now we're talking about some voice acting stuff. And some of you commented, it was like, oh my God, thank you so much for sharing. Like, I've had this like same thought and blah, 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 because I've been FICOR for 6 years. Today, I'm still FICOR. Because you're probably like, Olivia, I thought you said that you were going union because you had this whole epiphany that you lost one of your last non-union consistent gig miraculously disappeared out of thin air. And so you were saying like, okay, it's time to obviously become union. You were just saying that you wanted to become union so that I could join the sister union of Actors Equity. Actors Equity is the union for Broadway and stage shows. If you are a SAG-AFTRA member, you get to join Actors Equity without doing the grunt work of getting the credits. Because essentially they're like, well, if you're already SAG, you must be good enough to do anything. And vice versa. If you're an Actors Equity, you can become a SAG member just by you can just join in if you're already a member. But if you're FICOR, you can't do any of that. FICOR means I'm union and non-union, financial core, union, non-union. Watch the other episode, To Be or Not to Be Union. That's the title of it. I break this down way more. I go way more in depth. And in that, I'm getting emotional talking about how God ripped Albertsons from me and been like, girl, time to become union. But then I get an email from my agent and it's like, hey, we're considering Olivia for this non-union job. And I'm like, oh, and this is from a relationship. So it's like word of mouth, not word of mouth, but someone was repping for me to be like, this girl is great. Sent them my reel. My reel is fire. And to not give away too much, because this is a relationship I really care for and respect, and we respect each other. I received the script for this job that I just recorded yesterday. It was like 5 pages of work. It was a lot of work, a lot of reading, heavy word count. And if it was a union job, it was non-union. If it was a union job, I would be getting at least like $20,000 for the work that I did yesterday. I got a very small fraction of that. And work is work. Let me tell you right now, especially in these times, work is work is work. I need the money. But also, I'm really good. I'm really, really good at what I do. It would be like Angela Bassett doing a short film for a college student. It would be like Steph Curry playing college basketball. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying I'm the Steph Curry of voice acting, but I am. My resume and what I do, like, I'm really, really good at this work. I do it really well. And the client was so like, oh my God, that read was beautiful, Olivia. And I'm like, yeah, because I do this. I am a union level voice actor, and I do this. My resume is crazy. I do this. Like, I book. I do this. So yeah, I'm doing this job really, really well yesterday, and the clients are loving it, and I love working with my old producer, love being connected with my old engineer, but I need to be getting paid what I'm worth. And it's no shade. It really isn't, because I'm so grateful for the work. But I was holding off on my joining of the union because of this job. And now, what I was talking to my accountant about before this, the stepping out on faith thing was really in reference to, okay, God is showing me, like, all right, you want to not be union? Here's some crazy work, like a crazy amount of work for non-union pay. And it's going to make you feel not exploited, but low-key exploited. And I'm saying this again, like, if my producer is watching this and you know who you are, I love you. Like, I love working with you. I've never seen you before. It's crazy. But like, I'm so grateful that he fought for me to get this job, because there's so many voice actors that would kill to just have a little bit of work. Just to work. I'm so grateful. And we're pocketing this change, and it's going towards things that are needed. And I needed to feel really worked yesterday to be like, oh, I am maybe diminishing the efforts of the union a little bit. And the stepping out on faith, what I was referencing before, what if I say I'm going union, and now this company says, well, we're going to go union because we want to keep working with you. We love working with you so much, and your talent is so irreplaceable that we are now going to make this job a union job and pay you what you're worth because we need you for this brand. What if? You know, what if that's how God, because that's how God moves though. Like, I don't need to worry about, oof, I'm tearing up. I was not expecting it. I don't need to worry about the potential loss of jobs or lack of opportunities because I'm cutting off my non-union limb, my non-union access, and just going straight union jobs, SAG jobs. I don't need to worry about that. That is not my problem. I just need to step in the messaging and the words that I've received, and the messaging and the clear direction that I've received. It was so clear, but I think we still find a way sometimes, and by we, I mean me, but also maybe you, to be like, but is that really what you meant? Is that really what's meant for me? Is that really what I'm supposed to do? Are you sure? Because you can feel so convicted in one time. You can feel so clear and sure in one moment, and then it kind of fades. Kind of like how I really was like, oh, I'm moving back to New York, and then now it's faded a month later. It kind of can feel like it's fading, or that you're not supposed. You start questioning it. So I need to become union. I need to do it like ASAP, no Rocky. And I can't wait around for the potential non-union job that might pop up. I just have to know that if I become union, God will work all things out in my favor, no matter how it appears or seems. And it will be for my greatest good. And it will be for the spread of light for all, and love, and just a betterment and a vibrational raising of the collective. That sounded so hippy dippy, but 4:04 on the clock. Yeah. So I don't know where I'm moving, but I'm trusting that it will be revealed. And I'm really ready to become union so that I can go Actors Equity and apply for things again on stage, like audition for things on stage, because the stage needs us. And by us, I mean me. The stage needs me again. And I need the stage, really. I need the stage. And I hope that, like, I look back on this in, like, a couple months and I'm like, I did the thing, and I'm like, guys, this opportunity came in, this vibe is happening, this blah, blah, blah. You know, like, I'm prayerful that that is what it's giving, and that I can come back with, like, an even stronger testimony. So I'm like, God, use me as your shining star of testimony, and that I followed what I was supposed to do. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what the next moments bring, and I'm trying to think if there's anything else I wanted to chat about. Union, non-union. Once I switch, I can't go back. Moving. Will I have more opportunities in New York? Is it time to move back to New York? Finding purpose in my walk as somebody who is a light worker. Getting back in touch with that. I don't know if I'm able to do that here in Atlanta, per se. I don't know. Obviously, I can do it anywhere. But, like, I want to be by the beach. I want to live in Mexico, or, like, somewhere where I just would be, like, thriving. But then my questions start coming up. But what about voice acting? What about acting on stage? Like, you know, like, those opportunities maybe not as big in those spaces. I don't know, though. You really don't know, right? And what if a year in Mexico gives me the verve to freaking, like, come back and knock down the walls of every industry? I don't know, right? God knows. And that is my prayer. So pray for me, y'all. We gonna figure it out. It's all gonna work out in our favor. In Jesus' name, amen, amen, amen. All right, here's my outro. Thanks so much for watching the Pink Pod podcast. Today was a short one, and I love that. Like I said, I'm your host, Olivia Sarafina Washington. You can hit me up on Instagram at Olivia Sarafina, OLIVIA SARAFINA. YouTube, you can watch us on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. And yeah, love you. I don't know what else to say. Catch you. I'm supposed to be doing it every other week, but because I've been missing April, I'm going to try and do every week this month. I'm going to try. especially because my life is like up. But because my life is so like, I may only be able to do it every other week. But because I did miss y'all in April. I missed y'all in April. I did. That's on me. I will try to do this every week this month of May 2026. I will try. Emphasis on try. Okay, love you. Bye.